Assalamu alaikum. This is Haytham, and in this video, I'm going to get you started with Unity. So, if you haven't already, head over to unity.com, download Unity Hub, and install it. Just literally hit next, next, next. And then once it's open, you're going to have to create your own account. Once you do, you can go to preferences if you don't already have a license. So, go to preferences, licenses, and make sure that you add a personal account. Now, unless you have extra change or money to spend, don't add any other license. You can use the personal license completely for free forever. Okay? Once you do that, you'll notice that when you open Unity Hub, you see all of these different options right here, right? Now, Unity Hub is just a launcher for the engine. So you're going to have to install an engine, basically the editor, to be able to create any type of project. So in our case, I'm going to utilize 2021.3.39 F1 for this tutorial. If you want to use your own editor or if you want to install an editor that already comes with Unity Hub, that's totally fine. Just I'm just letting you know that this is the editor that I'm gonna choose that I'm gonna use for the tutorial. So if you want to install any specific editor in mind, you simply head over to installs, install editor, and then you get to choose any version that you can see from this panel. If you have another version in mind, you can head over to the archive, download archive, and then it should show you all of the versions throughout all of the years with Unity. Okay, so once you get it installed, once you get a version installed, you get to choose the platform, of course. By default, it's gonna be able to build. You're gonna be able to build a game for your platform. So if you're using a Mac, it's gonna by default choose to allow you to build for Mac. If you have a Windows, basically based PC, then you should be able to build the game for your PC. Okay, so once it's installed, you're gonna head over to projects, and projects here is where you create a project, to basically uh, get access to the editor. So the process here is that you create a project. It utilizes the installed editor to basically launch that project using Unity Hub. Now, in the Learn panel, you get to see a lot of tutorials. One of them is the infamous rollerball game, and you get to explore a bunch of projects if you're willing to. Today, or basically for the next videos, I'm going to focus on rollerball game. Um, but for now, we're simply going to explore the different projects or the different learning projects within Unity. So let's go ahead and create our first project. We're gonna hit new project. Of course, we're gonna choose 3D. And I'm gonna choose one of the learning projects here. And now, depending on the editor version that you have, is gonna display different, basically different tutorial or learning projects. So for 2022.3.55, which is a version that I'm using for a client, it's showing these two different projects: 2D platform microgame and FPS microgame. In our case, since we're gonna use 2021, as you can see, is gonna show a bunch more. I'd like you to download any that you feel interested in. If you're interested in the karting microgame or the FPS microgame, Lego, whatever. Just download one of them and then head over to the right panel, create a project. Okay, by creating a project, that means that you need to specify the name of that project, where you want it to be saved, and then your organization doesn't have to be in specific, and then just disable this because you don't really need it. Unity Cloud is basically connecting the project that you make into basically an account for the cloud, where you don't really need it if you're simply prototyping. It basically connects your project to analytics, monetization, and many other services that we're not going to need if we're prototyping a game or we're simply learning game development, right? So once you do all of these steps, hit create project, and that should be it, really. And I'm going to come back to you once the project opens up for me. You get to name the project anything you want. In my case, I've named it Getting Started with Unity. Right, see you in a moment.